Alright guys, we're live. This is Lowman02. This hand's solid. It's a keep. We're on the play. Worldly Tutor. Yeah, seems good. What do we Worldly Tutor for? Mana Elf? Possibly. I think we are going to Worldly Tutor here too. Especially with the Birthing Pod in play. I want to get my mana going quickly. What do I think he's on? Probably mono green. Could be on like red deck wins though, I don't know. Okay, yep, mono green. Massacre Bridge. I think this will be a favored matchup for us. I'm not saying we'll win, but I think it will be favored. So I actually do like... Nothing on turn 1. Okay, interesting. Well, I may just get Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah, I think that's actually right. Alright, Sylvan Caryatid. Now, our best draw in deck is most certainly an untapped land. That would make the... If we don't hit that, we may just play out the Fauna Shaman and put our tapped land into play. Alright, Dryad Arbor and Birds of Paradise. Well, his mana is obviously precarious. Don't have a good way to punish that. Well, there we go. What do we get with 3? Let's go check the deck list real fast. On 3? Okay. Well, let's do this. We're going to get a Savannah. Let's check our 3s one more time. Question becomes, do you have an answer for this? Oop. I think we're going to get Finks here, actually, because that allows us... Yeah, I think Finks is the right card here. Although I could have seen Knight as well, because Knight can get us Wasteland. He has 4 mana available to him this turn. Do you have an answer to my artifact? If you do not, I feel like that's going to be pretty commanding. Okay, Abzan Beastmaster. Well, he doesn't have that right now. Doesn't have a good attack either. I think what I like here is playing this out. We'll attack. If he wants to block, I'll just lose my Finks. He can block with his Abzan Beastmaster. But I think I'm going to do this here. Yeah. We're going to play out the Gaddock Teague. This is toughness, right? Tied for toughness. So I'm going to have a bigger creature than him. Because I'll probably get the Academy Rector. Yeah, I think that's what we get, is Academy Rector. This has 2 toughness. Cool. Good deal. Well, you might want to answer my artifact, but I already have a way to get rid of the Rector. If I get rid of the Rector, that's going to get Pattern. Pattern, and the Rector itself will turn into what? Thragtusk, possibly. The game is kind of, I think, over here. Well, I drew that thing, which is mildly interesting. So what we're going to do is this. We will... Wait, no. Having troubles tapping today, evidently. We'll get rid of this thing. I'm not going to attack with it. Or I could, I suppose. Yes, I would love to get that. And then we will get a Pattern of Rebirth. We will attach it to this thing. And I think we'll get the acidic slime. Yeah, we'll blow up one of his lands. Okay, yeah, game's over. I have anything in my deck. The next turn, so I can't sack. Well, actually, no, I could have. No, I couldn't have. So that turns into this guy, Protean Hulk, and I need one of my sack outlets, which I did not have in play. And I couldn't get on 5. None of my 5s sacked anything. So what I think about this matchup, I think it's overwhelmingly in my favor, like I was kind of talking about before. But Deathmark's probably good enough. It's good interaction. Would I like it over? I don't think I need Primeval Titan, to be honest. Thrun seems kind of meh, too. Thrun just seems kind of, he's good against control. It's a good main bet hedge. It's not quite a City of Solitude, but it's good in enough matchups, whereas City Solitude is really only good in one. Alright, well, let's run it back with this one change, putting the Deathmark in. Yeah, a Birthing Pod is just, if it doesn't get answered, it's game. Not much of a game there. I mean, it's just, it looked like he had kind of a clunkier draw, and, yeah, we had a Birthing Pod, so. And we drew well that one turn that allowed us to kind of get ahead a turn. If we had not drawn land on the turn that we would have had to play on the tapped land, we would have actually been behind a little bit. It would have been slowed up by one turn, which is not irrelevant. That land was actually pretty clutch. I mean, obviously, Birthing Pods what won us the game. We're going to keep this. It's not great. It's not great, but I think it's good enough. Okay. Go ahead. This will likely get Temple Garden at an instep. Okay, Nature's Allure. Cool. Need to get after mana here. Gaia's Cradle actually may be what we go and get with our Diabolic Edict when we do. Okay, Seed Sap Forest, or whatever that thing's called. We'll get this. No thanks. Well, that was a solid draw. Here, we're going to take a look inside his hand. I don't want to get Natural Order out of nowhere. Prefer to get that out of the way if he's got it in hand. Let's see. Hall of Gemstones. Garruk Relentless. Abzon Beastmaster. Well, Hall of Gemstones is interesting. That would definitely screw up our mana. So I think I'm going to have to take it. Yeah. Okay. Kind of hoping he doesn't hit his land here. If he hits his land and is able to get rid of our Tidehollow Sculler. Okay, good. I want to get the Spellskite into play. Yeah, that's fine. It's not going to be a land card this turn. Okay, yep. And I don't really need my graveyard, to be honest. I can just beat down. We'll play the tapped land in. And then we'll play this guy out. That will blank the Garruk. If he misses on land again here... Alright, he's got his land. Alright, so I need to turn off my auto yields. Okay. He will try to kill my Tidehollow Sculler, because I believe the Hall of Gemstones is probably more valuable. No, he's going to create a 2/2. Okay, cool. I think what we're going to do here is this. Green, black, and white. And we'll play this guy out. This guy's just mono huge. And the next turn, we can Abrupt Decay a wolf and probably kill his Garruk. Kind of hoping to hit a land, a non-Maze of Ith land. Okay. Well, one more land, he's going to have Primeval Titan. An Abazon, a Beast, a Master. Okay. Hmm. We will attack the Garruk, Relentless. Okay. Okay. And one more. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to blow up one of the wolves. Okay. And he can make a Death Toucher if he likes. Okay. Yep. Fine with that. He could win this one. Yep. Yep. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. So I think what we do here is this. I think we're going to play this thing out. Then, interestingly enough, this thing can become a 5 power thing. We'll turn this on. We're going to kill the Garruk. I think that's right. He can keep the Garruk alive here. No, he doesn't want to. Okay. Well, Garruk is dead. T-doke. We do have a 5/5 in play. And if we hit a land, we can do all the things. Question becomes, Well, he didn't hit land. That's very good. So I don't want that Primeval Titan to come into play. Yeah, okay. Get rid of this thing. Don't need it, don't want it. Cool. I cannot wasteland this turn. Does this thing need to be tapped? Exile all cards from a graveyard. Okay. Oop. A Rector. We'll probably just get our own Primeval Titan. It seems good. Or we get natural order. Yeah, probably natural order, just in case he doesn't block. Well, do you block here? Is the question, good sir. You evidently gain a life. No, you don't block here. Okay, well, he's got Primeval Titan, but luckily I have the Maze of Ith. And I can... Okay. Yeah, Maze of Ith. You play out his Primeval Titan. I'm assuming this is a prime time. Okay. So you have the Dark Depths combo. I think he does in his deck, which is going to be problematic. So he has to get Dark Depths plus Thespian Spades or a Wasteland first. Yeah, he needs to get the Wasteland at some point. Okay, he gets that. That's fine. It doesn't stop what I've got going on at the moment, though. Well, that's cool. Let's a Golgari Charm. Well, do I want to attack here? Yeah, probably. So I'm going to fire this up, interestingly enough. I'm going to attack so I can get a 6-power attacker in there. If he decides to block this thing and lose his Primeval Titan, then I'm okay with that, I think. Okay. Well then, I suppose what we will do is this. Seems pretty good. Okay. We got a 20/20 in play. I tend to be fine with that as a matter of course. But I have significant attackers coming your way. Okie doke. Oh, cool, an Anafenza. Well, I think what we do here is this, actually. We go green, black, and then all creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Seems fine. Can Maze of Ith, our own Primeval Titan, or whatever he deems worthy of blocking. Okay. Can we win this turn? The answer is no, because our graveyard is actually blocked here. So, we're going to allow this to happen. I think, shockingly, we actually get is Mother of Runes, even a Mind Sensor, a Dryad Arbor, and the Aristocrat. That should be all of them. Yep. And we'll get one of his lands here. And next turn we should be able to kill with all of our protection. We're very close to it. Okie doke. Your go at it. There's an Anafenza. Probably has to cycle off his Relic. Relic did do some work there, though. We couldn't win because of it. Wasteland would be good. Good game, man. Good game. Alright, guys, we're going to have a quick pause. Alrighty, guys, we're back. Actually, let's tell AEF good game. We did not manage to do that before the end of the game. Just not to be rude. Alright, let's go check out what everyone else is up to. So, Michelle Wong. Is she on control? Total Hate is going to be on some crazy stuff. I guess they're in board right now. Okay, so let's go check out Inix Bane versus A. Lawrence. Should be interesting. Both players tend to bring interesting and new decks. Or we could just be opening up a red deck wins matchup. A Delver of Secrets. Sweet. Very sweet. It's doing some work, too. You done a 10? Okay, Inix Bane is on some sort of 4-color blood deck, it looks like. A. Lawrence has actually played this deck a couple times. It's just an Esper control deck. Well, not looking good for Inix Bane. Not holding my breath here. Massacre versus 3/2 flying threat with card advantage on tap. Seems pretty good. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a Planeswalker come down here. Or he may just leave up counter magic because the game is won if he can counter the next 2 to 3 spells. Probably 2 spells realistically. And blocks. Now, he could, I don't know, if he, taps low for something, he could, natural order him out, I guess. But I think on this board state, Inix Bane is highly ill-favored. What do we got with Duress? Or did he have that discarded? I got the Esper Charm? Well, that card's strong. It essentially is going to be the black force field here. And it's not going to be here whatsoever, because, like we said, I mean, he has counter magic. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm going to block Massacre again just to stay alive long enough to play cards. I don't think Delver is good enough in this format, but it is certainly strong here. I could be wrong on that. I don't know. It's a strong card in most formats where it's a 4 of, but I think it's very hard to construct in a way that in 100 card Singleton, where it's the spells you're using and the threat density is the right mix, that Delver is good enough. Because Delver tends to be in decks that are very creature light. All right, Multani's Presence. This is going to either get countered or I don't know. It's just probably too late for this card. This is like a turn 1 card is when you want this thing. All right, I think this game is over. We're going to go ahead and go to this game right here. Should be interesting to see what they're both on. All right, Michelle is on some sort of red-green deck. Total hate. Looks like maybe he is pared down his build to something more less colorful. I don't know though. We'll see. All right, Michelle, what do you got? Obviously, a more land-light hand for her because she did play the Tranquil Thicket out. I think that's one of the. It's either the first land or you don't play that land at all. What does she have here? Okay. Well, still looks pretty over from my position. He has to block with his land. That's generally not good. Inexpensed decks do tend to be a little more greedy on the lands, though. This is likely a red deck wins mirror or a white weenie versus red deck. Is that the good games call? All right, A. Lawrence won that match. Yep, so Pokemon is on red deck wins again. And CSRRCR is on, appears to be a mid-range white deck. Yeah, this does not look good. And I can tell you right now, yeah, this game's over, actually. I didn't look down at the bottom there on his lands. He has an Outpost Siege and a Shrine of Burning Rage, so a form of card advantage in red deck wins is probably good. And then a form of investment in the commodity that is most relevant. Although, interestingly, he could block here. I would probably try to block here on the Siege Gang and see if he blows up the Battle Grace, and then you take 3, 6, 9 down to 4. Fire Blast gets you. I think you got to block. Well, this doesn't have lifelink, does it? On attack, it does. The Siege Gangs which needs to come off. That's like just a huge source of damage. Yeah. This game's probably over, though, because of Shrine of Burning Rage. Takes all of it. Interesting. I don't think you can do that there. I mean, like any card. Shock. Like Wild Slash. Anything does it here. Yeah, like anything. Yeah, Barbering does not active yet. You need 7 cards. What do we have? Yeah, that's enough. It wouldn't have mattered if he blocked or not. So, that would be that game. Kind of dull. I'm not a huge fan of watching red deck wins matches. They're not that entertaining to me. Escape Shift. Alright, well, he doesn't have enough lands to kill here, or does he? Yeah, he does. That's game. Okay, well, Escape Shift wins the day. Yeah, he has exactly enough, so that'll be 18 damage, because he had 7 lands in play, and no mountains of note, so, it works out. I would assume, unless she has, like, I don't know, an instant speedway, a trick bind for free. I don't think that card exists. Although it would be sweet. Can you imagine trick binding, like the first activation or triggered ability of Scape Shift, and then having like all the rest of them just fogged out? Amazing. Amazing. I wonder how many mountains he actually runs. Well, that's enough. 18 damage, game. Michelle's actually been killed this way before. I think I have it on recording of her losing to a deck similar to this, or maybe it's the same deck that ran Scape Shift. It is a pretty miserable way to lose, but, it's a combo. It's in the deck. It has just as much a probability of not being good as being good, in my opinion. It's about 50-50. When it's great, when it's good, it's great. When you don't want it, it's the worst thing you could ever draw. I wonder what her manifest is. Probably Den Protector. Dwarven Miner. Okay. Well, that would have been good if she ever got untapped with it. Alright, well, they're only on game 2. It looks like she probably won the first round. Hopefully she brings in her land hate. I think she's on like an RG Stompy build, which is a deck I would not mind facing. I feel like if I have enough time, like I'm pretty favored in that because I can just... I I can play mid-range and stay alive, and then I can just do busted stuff with my graveyard and my deck. You know, as was noted, when you're even if I lose and scrub out of this thing, like when you're natural ordering stuff that has or cards that have pattern of rebirth on them, it's pretty silly. Alrighty, what else do we got? All right, well, the red deck wins match is over. Guys, I'm going to take a quick break to use the restroom, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, we're back live, and what do we got here? Have we finished the boarding process? We have not. Well, let's go take a look at the pattern deck real quick. I got it pulled up. So this is very similar to the Rexer deck. A little bit different. But not by a ton. It's got more sack outlets in it because it's more based around the PatternRector Pattern of Rebirth combo, which with Protean Hulk allows you to kill them. Essentially, it allows you to get every single creature out of your deck. It allows you to loop your Siege Rhino because of Asafi Eric's daughter, which is now fixed. The Revelark and the Karmic Guide is an infinite loop. So it allows you to get every single creature card out of your deck and onto the board, and allows you to loop singular creatures, much like Siege Rhino, that just win you the game over enough loops. So that's the deck. Board plan, homeward path to get back anything someone steals, so like a bribery or like a shackles, whatever. Deathmark, brought it in against the matchup we just had. It's a decent, efficient removal card against problem permanents. Fragmentize. So I think this is more of like a mid-range deck, and I can see myself getting into race situations more often. So I place Nature's Claim with this, mostly because it gets the cards I'm concerned about, which include Moat, Humility, etc. Of note, it does not get Batterskull, but I'm not that worried about life gain. Like once I go off or once my combo is online, I just win. Go to response against control. Multani's presence against control. Autumn's Veil, control. Castigate, control, or combo. Red deck wins or aggro. Red deck wins aggro. Red deck wins aggro. These right here are against control and or like point removal packages. Blue decks really. Blue and black and red decks. Sea of Solitude, control. And then Corrosion Grip, control for the same noted problem permanence for the deck. So the main deck itself, you can take a look at it here. 37 land deck. Do run a Mazavith. I'm not sure if I like that or not. I want to try it out. That's the one questionable land I think in there. Do not run notably the Dark Depths combo like I did in the Rexer build. I wanted the deck's mana to be a little better. And I found like I want to run 39, 40 lands when I'm running Dark Depths combo. Then I cut more of the creatures out. And like none of the combo pieces in this deck are actually like terrible in and of themselves. Like Revelark is not bad in and of itself. Karmic Guide is pretty good in and of itself. And so is Safi. Safi's fine. I mean, when you're just recurring the best threat that dies in combat, that's not a bad thing. I also have the Recurring Nightmare package. So Recurring Nightmare is a thing in this deck. We have Natural Order for other power cards. Birthing Pod, another power card. As far as tutor package goes, we have Worldly Tutor, Enlightened Tutor, the Aldmeri's Call, Diabolic Intent, Fauna Shaman, and I'm looking through, guys. Pattern Rebirth, obviously tutor, so is Natural Order. Academy Rector, same. And I think that's about it. Well, and then Primeval Titan and Protean Hulk and Court of Calling and Green Sun Zenith. So quite a few tutors in the deck. Does search the deck quite a bit. We don't want to see this little guy right here. He's in here for a reason, because if we are in the mirror or a deck that's similar to our own, I want to be able to fog their effect to search their library. So that's the deck. Let's go back and see if they're playing yet. Oops. Excuse me, guys. Oh, it appears that the match has ended. Okay, well, it looks like we are playing versus Total Hate. Okie doke. So, T-Hate, looks like it's you and me, man. So, combo on combo. This should be a fun matchup. And we're going to go to quick pause until the game starts. Alright, guys, we're live again. Lumen02. And this hand's a keep. It's slow. Really want like 1 or 2 mana play. But maybe we can get lucky and draw one. And or like one of the lands that can fetch, one of my green-based fetch lands that can get the Dryad Arbor. What have you got? You got a Mana Elf? Search for Tomorrow. Cool. Well, we're going to get the Overgrown Tomb. Nope. That's pretty cool. So, we'll play this out. What do you have, good sir? You have like a Sylvan Library or a creature? Oh, a Baleful Strix. Fine with me. We'll get the Savannah. Oops. I think again we're going to get the Sylvan Caryatid. Yeah. Cool. And it's the Mono Greed Mirror. He's going to be on 4 lands this turn, but I can natural order next turn. Either into Primeval Titan, which I may, I don't know yet. Okay, well, you're going to be on 4 mana. Could play Jace, but Jace is not going to bounce. The Sylvan Caryatid. Okay, a Vesuva. Did you copy one of my lands? I guess we both have about the same fixing of mana. Yeah, he copies his own. Okay. Well, that'll get in there. It's fine. Well, I guess we're not going to get that because we now have it. So. We'll go for this. If he has Counterspell, I don't think he runs Counterspells in his deck, but he may. Well, do you have an answer to Protean a Hulk? You could bounce it with a Jace. If he has a bounce spell, that would be good. Although I can Maelstrom Pulse. If he doesn't do something to this Hulk this turn... Okay, well, that doesn't do anything right now. Yeah, I don't think you want to block here. So we will attack. Cool. That's actually a good draw. I'm not going to play out the Elspeth right now because I think I actually am going to kill my own thing. Well, the question becomes, if he has a Path to Exile, he's already done it. He would have already done it to this thing, I think. So let's kill our own thing. And then we can start going into Rector Loop. And the first thing we get is going to be a Karmic Guide. And then we should get a 1-drop and the Dryad Arbor. Dryad Arbor, get in there. And then a 1-drop, a Sack Outlet, I think. And I think it's going to be the Carrion Feeder. Okay. Well, Protean Hulk. This is an infinite loop. He could probably concede here, but I do not think he will. Sack this thing. And we will get our Revelark. And what else can we get? I guess we can just get, like, a Mother of Runes. Yeah. Yep. And now the Safi. I actually screwed up there. I shouldn't have gotten that card. Alright, this thing. Yeah, probably this thing. Alright, now we're going to just loop this thing. So, sack this. Okay. Yep, he knows we got it at this point. Alright, cool. So, what do we want in this matchup? Probably nothing. Maybe the Homeward Path or the Castigate. No, I have discard in the deck. Huh. Oh, let's run it as is. That is the absurdity of a Rector combo. So what would have happened if he had let us continue to play it out is we would have just looped and looped and looped the Siege Rhino until he was dead. Because just like you can loop the Protean Hulk, you can loop any other creature card that has an ETB. Or in the case of the Protean Hulk, LTB, and leave the battlefield effect. We did screw up once of note. It actually is a tougher combo to make work on MTGO. It's just a lot of clicking. It's very click intensive. If you thought Kiki Lock was click intensive, this is doubly click intensive. Not to mention, unless you had a Wrath, I mean, we had like a 20/20 carrion feeder on board, plus a bunch of other threats. Alright, this hand's great. Keep. Can't ask for better than this. Other than for him to go to 5 on the play. I don't really want to see that, but that would spell good things for us. Player comes into play, tapped land. Alright, Vesuva, copying our land. Cool. He's short on lands. If he has a way to interact with that and he wants to kill it, cool with me. Yeah, he's short on lands. He's not sacking it end step, which means he's probably short. We've got one there. It's a Mountain. Not one that he probably wanted to play. I have a Birthing Pod next turn. And then an Academy Rector on the following turn, which if I ever get to Birthing Pod that, if he doesn't have a way to stop that, it's probably very good. What are we going to see here? Okay, he's going up on mana. Cool. Good for him. Good for him. God, that snow-covered swamp is trolling me so hard. Nobody play Gurus. I think I set this deck up so that if I wanted to play Tainted Pact, I could. Oop. If he wants to go the path of the beatdown... Alright, well, he's got lands now. He's hitting lands for days. If he acidic slimes my Birthing Pod, that's probably the worst for me. Although we'll have a Rector next turn. He can notably Forest Walk through. Well, actually, he can't right now, can he? It's only 2 a turn, though. That's a clock. That's acceptable. We're at 18 life of note, which means that if he ever gets to 7, he could shift us. I'm going to bounce my critter. The Jace? No, it's something different. What do we have here? A 5-mana spell. Oh, bring to light. For what? For what? Natural order? Could be a natural order. Bribery. Okay. Well, you can get my my Protean Hulk if you like. That's pretty strong. Or my could just get my Primeval Titan. That would be pretty good too. Question is, do you get the Protean Hulk or do you get the Titan? That is the question. I think the Titan, objectively for his deck, is much better, but I think he wants me to have the Protean Hulk much less, because I can win as soon as it's in play. And actually, if I had Ancient Tomb in the deck, I could win next turn. Wait, no. No, I could not. Not quite. I would need another, like, creature. Bribery strong. What do you got? Could just get an Aven Mind Sensor. I mean, if he's got a combo in hand that can win him the game already. Strongest draw in the deck. What is that? Possibly Phyrexian Tower, but I think I want the Sack Outlet in play. The instant speed Sack Outlet. Well, we could be losing this one. It's unfortunate because he definitely drew out of it. I will almost promise you, and I'd be curious. I mean, maybe he'll tell, maybe he won't. He's hit land every turn. He needed to. He kept a land shorthand. And the turn that it really became crucial was when he hit the Bayou. All right, so he stops us from doing what we're doing. That's okay with me. I'm not going to block here. Well, sometimes you draw these stone nuts. But I do not have a green creature currently. You also don't want to attack into that thing. I don't think you do, at least. Do not think you want to attack into that. That's a risky one to attack into, because you know I'm going to get a pattern, and that will turn into a Primeval Titan. Because I don't have the Protean Hulk available to me anymore. Okay, what have you got? A Jace, the Mind Sculptor? Yeah, okay. Okie doke. We'll get an Acidic Slime next turn. Blow up one of his lands. I don't want him comboing me off. Okay. Well, that means this has to happen this next turn. Do you attack into me? I'm kind of wishing I had put in... okay. Interesting. Interesting attack. I guess you have to. I'm fine with that. Or am I? No, I'm okay with that. We'll attack the Jace. Come on, Moto. It's likely to block here. That's fine with me. Okay. I think what we do here is Thrag Tusk. Oop, not instant speed. Okay, that should put us out of range. He could pop our Titan back into hand, but I mean, we can just recast the silly thing if that's what he desires to do. Okay. There's an active death right now, which is going to be problematic. But can you draw a way to win? Okay. What do we have here? An acidic slime. Cool. You can blow up the pod. That's cool. It's good. Jace is going bye-bye. No thank you. Oh, Force of Will. Oh, cool. Attack the Jace here. Now, the problem with this is that he can knock out our... he can use the Deathrite Shaman here. And he could have, regardless of which land I blew up. Yep, I would love to do this. But I want to force him to see it, because I think he does have the advantage right now. Actually, I don't want Caracas. Put that back. What I want here is a Treetop Village. And a Maze of Ith, I think. Yep. Well, let's see what he gets. Well, that's probably good enough. Kiki Jiki on Acidic Slime is fairly harsh. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll concede there. Let's save our time, because this deck does take a little more time to play, and we'll go to the next game. Bribery won him that game of note. So let's put in the total or the homeward path. I think he'll opt to go for that fairly often. What do I think is less good? I need Vindicate. These cards seem kind of slow. And maybe Castigate should come in over the Vindicate. It's possible. Okie doke, let's give this a try. We'll have a little bit more early disruption in the form of Castigate. And yeah, I think this is going to be better. I don't think I'm going to bring in my anti-counter spell pack. I mean, we saw Force of Will, but like I think that's a board card. I don't think he has a lot of counter spells. But I'm not going to beat that draw. That's I'm not going to beat the Kiki rather from the Protean Hulk. So we know he has Kiki Jiki in deck. No, very difficult card to cast, so a bit greedy, but we're not on the most grounded of decks ourselves. We're definitely very combo-y. Although we can play mid-range too. I do kind of like having Homeward Path in, though. That if we ever do get the prime time or we have that card available to us and he briberies us, it's just such a horrific reversal for him. If we had it there, it's just like game over for him. If we get our Protean Hulk back and we can do our thing with it, because our deck wins with it, doesn't just beat down with it as a 6/6. Unfortunately, he saw the play. You know, I think we had to go for it there. I mean, we're not winning that if we just sit around and wait. Although maybe we should have. I don't know. I don't know. Interesting. Maybe we should have waited. Well, we're going to keep this dubiously. Very dubious hand. Needs to hit land. We will get a bayou here. We may just be getting another basic land next turn. Now we could play on our Voice of Resurgence. Well, not a land. I'm going to play on Voice here. And hope to hit our next land. If we do not, I don't like where this is going. Although Gaddock Teague may just be great here. Yeah, Gaddock Teague may just be the play. And then we can go for the Gaia's Cradle on the following turn. I don't know, we're hoping to hit land, though. We'll see what we get here. Could just be an Arc Trail and you lose. Alright, Shriek Maw, getting my land, I suppose. Okay. Well, he wants to try to punish us for being greedy. That's fine. It's fair. If I do hit a land, though, this gets pretty nasty. And that may have been too risky a keep. But I think it was a keep. Okay. Man, the misses are real. Well, sometimes you miss. Very unfortunate. I think we're very likely to lose now. We needed to hit a land that turn to play the Gaddock Teague out. Because he's going to start playing 4-mana spells now. We're just going to lose the game. Well, sometimes you guess wrong. Probably too greedy. But I don't see his deck running a lot of removal. So I think it was right. So if we ever got to Diabolic Intent, maybe we should have Diabolic Intented there for a land. Initially. I don't know. The right answer is it probably just wasn't a keep. We're probably going to get Jace Mind Sculptured here. Oh, no, we can't. So what does he do here? A Birthing Pod or something obnoxious? Okay, a War Gate to find a 0-mana card. I would assume a land card of some sort. Okay, a Wasteland, so he's going to try to lock us out. Interesting. Well, we're certainly losing now. We'll discard this thing. Can't use it. Go ahead. Pretty brutal. Okay, a Solemn Simulacrum. Well, that's good here. Suppose anything's good here. Well, the misses are real. I guess we'll hang back and just let him win. This is pretty abysmal, though. This is poor luck at this point. Like five draws off a 37 land deck. We should have hit, but we don't. Yep. And he probably has the he could possibly have the what's it called, the Scape Shift here and just win. You know, sometimes you keep greedy and you lose, but I don't know. Number of cards in his deck that actually interact well with creatures is very nominal because his deck is kind of greedy. So I think here we have to block because if he has the Scape Shift, he just wins the game after attacking us here. Yuck. Okay. I think we have to, though. Well, the misses continue to be real. So frustrating. Oh, Magic. He has 7. I mean, we're losing anyways. Go ahead and hit us and kill us with the. If you have the Scape Shift, we just lose the game. I'm pretty sure he has the Scape Shift. No, he does not. Well, there's our first land. We'll hit him. Do you have an instant speed card? No. Okay. Well, the game is over. Court of Calling for 4. What does this get? That? Cool. Whatever. Fine. Feel like if I can play the Gaddock Teague out, I may be able to get there. Maybe? I don't think so, but maybe. Well, what have you got? Green Sun Zenith for Primeval Titan. Yeah. Bring to Light for a win. Well, good games. Well played. It's unfortunate because I think if we ever... Maybe we should have sacked for that land. I mean, maybe that was right. I do still stand by that keep. The Gaddock Teague would probably win this matchup, though. It'd be hilarious if he miscounted and doesn't have enough, but I'm pretty sure he does. Because he sacrificed 2 there. So he can do 12 plus 4 off his attackers. That's a win. We'll make him show it to us. I'm pretty sure he had the shift. I guess he did not. He had that card. Although it'd be funny if he couldn't activate it. Although he's just going to get a Dark Depths combo if he does. No, he's got it. So that's enough. Yeah, that's lethal. Good game. Well played. Yep. Let him lifeless. And reveal hand. Not beating that. Unfortunate, though. Oh, so we're going to go ahead and report our results. So we went 1-2 and lost the match. Very unfortunate. But, you know, that was, honestly, at the end of the day, very, very high variance to miss on that many lands. But, you know, it happens. So let's see who else is still playing. Got a couple going on, and we'll keep on watching. Let's see what C4R1S is up to. Apparently winning. Sorry, Michelle, this does not look good for you. Don't know why you would attack. I guess you have a 3-mana burn spell. Okay, Rolling Earthquake knocks on all of his weenies. An Elsbeth or something? Nah, another Planeswalker. That's probably bad for her. If she had another one here and could kill the Beast plus the Garruk, that would be good. Okay, well, a 2-2. Probably not attacking. The Xenagos is still dead. Okay, well, Xenagos dies here. This is not really a game, though. This game is over. Don't think she can win it. I guess she could have like a natural order or something. Go into a Primeval Titan. And then have Kessig Wolf run on the following turn. It's viable. Oh, Blood Moon. That at least stops all of his mana production. That's strong here. That's actually very strong here. So she may be able to turn this one. But he does have 5 cards in hand. I mean, if he finds a basic, he can start turning cards in his deck on. And she is an arguably very low life total, so she has to either kill him very, very fast or stop that flyer. Okay, well, there's another beast. Yeah, I still think the game's over, unless, even from here, like, she'd have to have, like, an earthquake effect that does not do damage to herself. Sudden demise? Sudden demise would work. That's probably game. I guess, like, she could, like, in natural order into, like, Elder Scale Worm and stay alive. Is she gonna earthquake everything? Oh, Bonfire of the Damned. Sweet. She's still dead. That doesn't do it here. But, yeah. Still dies to the flyer. Flying is still a thing. And game. Alrighty. Well, it looks like, I don't know if this is probably game regardless because she's very low on clock. Okay, C4R1S wins the match. And it looks like we're going to go to a quick pause and then go to the next. Alright guys, we're live again. Playing against Lord Sampeo. Sands Keep. What's Michelle saying? Oh, thanks. Thanks, Michelle. Appreciate it. Yeah. Have fun, man. Newer player to the format. Alright, and we'll attack with our Dryad Arbor. Okay, what do we have here? Oh, a tear? Cool. Don't really care about LD in this match. Or in this game, rather, because I have infinite lands in hand, so I'm fine with a tear being cast there. Haven't seen that card played a lot in this format. Tends to see Go for the Throat over tear. Well, that seems very good. I'll just play our land out. Say go. Your go at it. I guess I can have 6 with this deck, which is nice. I'll cast down the Lingering Souls next turn. Okay, an Overgrowth. Cool. Well, there's a card that does some things and some stuff. We'll cast down a Lingering Souls. White. And what are we going to get with this? Bayou, probably. Well, it seems decent. Seems decent. I'm kind of hoping he taps out for something silly. Could be like a Garuk. Patterns of Rebirth should do him in combination with the Recurring Nightmare should do him in pretty quick, though. If we're ever able to get the Patterns of Rebirth established on a creature card, then we can Recurring Nightmare. If we find a fetch, we could just do it all next turn, I think. So, no, not quite. A Devouring Flesh? Yeah, okay. Cool. That's fine with me. Okie doke. Yeah, the sacrifice effects are not going to be strong against this deck, I do not think. We'll just put it on this silly thing. And do our 3. I don't see colors that can really... He could bounce it, I guess. He could bounce it, and that would be fine. It wouldn't be great. But I think if he's spending a card and a turn bouncing, let's take a Chase the Mind Sculptor. Well, if he bounces with Chase the Mind Sculptor, then I'm killing it with the Lotus Cobra. Overgrowth is just doubles the mana, right? It doesn't give... Okay, yeah, 2 green. And we do have a way of killing the spirit, so he's got to find an answer to it this turn, and or have counter magic up on next turn. I'll attack first, though, see if he wants to waste any cards on my attackers. I think I'm in a favorable spot, though. That's fine by me. Well, that's actually not great. I guess we're just going to hardcast that thing at some point. We'll get a Primeval Titan. Do I want to get my 1 damage in? Does it matter that much? Probably not that much. And we will get the Primeval Titan. We get the Acidic Slime and just take him off mana. Nah, we'll get this. And we will get the Wasteland, which will notably kill his 3/3. Yep. So I think here it is a Wasteland and Phyrexian Tower. Okay, yeah, he had enough of that nonsense. I don't even know what to board here. I'm just gonna click submit. I think on power level, we're probably a couple. Alrighty, well, I guess we're not playing our last round. That kind of stinks. Alrighty, well, let's go back and see who else is playing. Let's watch a cool game. I don't even know what ML's on. Is he on aggro white? What is the what do the depth charts look like? Current standings. Well, Mel was undefeated. Evidently, he's on a white aggro. Okay. Well, maybe he'll take it down. He took this one down. Cool. Good deal. Interesting, interesting. Well, we'll see. Who is winning this one? I think T Hate's gonna have a tougher time with a deck with a bunch of counter spells in it. Could be wrong though. He could get them. You really only have to counter like one or two spells to win that. Where's Pokey at in this one? He's won a match. Cool. How's Dots doing? Oh, Dots lost a round. That stinks. You can have that happen, though, with bad pairings. Bad pairings do happen. Alrighty. Okay, Doc Pringles has got some crazy stuff going on over here. Well, down to 8. This does not look good for Doc. Although he could just have like a reanimation effect that wins the game. Is he on like some sort of weird 5-color reanimator? Could be. Well, he milled 90 cards out of his deck. And got a Narcomoeba into play. Alright, sweet. Sweet. What is he doing? Oh, he's going to utilize, Dread Return. To return what? That's awesome. That's pretty sweet. You gotta admit that's cool. And he has 0 cards in deck, so does he have a way to draw a card here? Yeah, Azami. So he won the game. Cool. Hermit Druid has to be respected. So, gotta respect Hermit Druid. That card is bonkers. It is banned in Legacy for a very, very good reason. See how LML is doing here. I like his position notably less this game. Why he's playing Temple of Enlightenment is interesting. I don't know. How is this match going? I don't think this is one that Total Hate is favored in, to be honest. He could get him, though. We shall see. He definitely has more cards. He vindicated his land. Interesting. Very aggressive. Alright, they're evidently in boards. Well, if Monastery Mentor goes unanswered, I think that card will take over the game quite rapidly. Interesting attack. Wood Elves. Probably going to counter this, my guess would be. If he can. Doesn't have a counter. You have a Spell Pierce? That would be strong here. The longer this thing stays alive, the better off he is. Okay, he allows it to die. Goes for land. This is... What's going on here? Okay, just mid-range. Duress. It's good. What does he have in his hand that's worth taking? Well, what's revealed in the first place? We'll see upon resolution. Okay, Jace the Mind Sculptor. Okay, interesting. Kalitas. Well, Jace could bounce that, I suppose. ML may get him here. I don't know. We'll see. That thing seems pretty good. I think you put that on the non-flyer. And it's the card you also want to die the most if he has removal. He does not. Well, game just ended. That game just ended. Ivaraska. Oh, he Force of Wills it. Cool. Alrighty. What does he ditch? Brainstorm? I guess you gotta do what you gotta do. So he either has counter magic or lands in hand, or a critter card, maybe like a Tasigur or something. Alright. This is actually probably the most interesting game going on right now. Oh, Pokemon just killed him outright. Okay. That sometimes happens to combo decks. It's the general weakness of them. Let's see what Dots and AEF are up to. Grixis on mono green. 50-50 matchup. Well, maybe like 45-55, 60-40. It's fairly close. Okay, they're just starting. I think it's slightly in Grixis' favor. I actually played that matchup last week with a very similar deck to the one Dots is running. So, Well, this looks overwhelmingly great for ML Berlin. I think he is going to win. Yeah. Well, Birthing Pod's a great card, but I don't think it's going to do him any favors here. Okay, Reclamation Sage is going to hit the Sword of Feast and Famine. Has to hit the Sword of Feast and Famine. Yep. Or else he's dead. Actually, he's dead anyways, because the flyer, no, he can gain life off a creature. No creatures in graveyard. Game's over. Just attacking with the flyer. Game's over. Yeah. Well, I mean, and the Batter Skull, because why not? It has Vigilance. Okay. Alright, Jace is down to 1. He has a bunch of 2/2s in play. Question becomes, does he have a land escape shift? Because he could win from here. We'll wait. Yeah, he can. He's only at 18 life. So, he could win from here. I don't know why you'd bother with that. Just attack him with the flyer, man. The flyer wins you the game here. I guess he could remove the white permanent. Yeah, this game is ended. Okay, you know, slower start for mono green, but it's going to see some cards, and obviously Dots is seeing a lot of cards. But he's going to need to start leaving up counter magic as threats come out to bear. Kind of just my prediction on the matchup, and we were kind of talking about that before. Although if he has scape shift, like if he has like a scape shift bring to light here, then he just probably wins. Although it's 2 cards in hand, so he could have counterspell or counterspell effect, which doesn't seem out of the likely. I mean, I would be fine with that if I were him. Yeah, I would let him gain the life. I think you just take control of the game here. Gains life and gets rid of one of his lands. Interesting. I don't know what this does for him, though. You send the 2/2s at the Jace. Send the Kaleidos at face. Yeah, that works too. Okay, he makes mana. He's gonna Wargate something in or tutor for something. Yeah, Restoration Angel. I think I'd be fine with if I were A. Lawrence. Be like, yep, cool. It's not racing anytime soon. I guess he could like Volrath's Stronghold it and fog out attackers. But actually, no, he can't. He can't because of the Kaleidos stops that. Well, it's a big card. Yeah, Wargate for 5. I think you probably counterspell this if you have it. If you don't, that's not good. Yeah, it's an infinite combo loop. Alright, well, he gets him. Like we said, I mean, if he gets one of his combos, he does have the counter magic. You need to keep the counter magic available for that sort of stuff. I actually think it may have been a misplay to counterspell the Veraska with the Force of Will. But that's just me. It doesn't win the game on the spot. Wait. So which games are still up? Alright, well, that game has ended. And it appears that Total Hate is going to the finals. Believe ML is as well, which is awesome. And who will win this matchup? Is this matchup for anything? No, this matchup's just for fun. It's just for fun matchup. So, I mean, I'm assuming that ML and Total Hate could probably just hop to and start playing it out. Did we already submit our match report? I think we did. Alrighty. And we will, is this match over? I guess it's over. Okay, we're gonna go a quick pause, guys. Alright, guys, we're live for finals. Okie doke. Alright, so T-Hate obviously had the play in this one. Wasteland seems fine. I think you just get the Greenland there, the Seaside Citadel. Although he may have like a mana leak or something, or a miscalculation before. Hard telling. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what he has, is like some sort of counterspell. And then next turn he'll play another land out, Wasteland, and play a 2-drop out. That'd be my guess. Birthing Pod, cool. I think that's going to get countered, but I could be wrong. That may actually stay in play. I think you do counter that, though. It's one of those cards, like, it's just impossible to beat. If and when it starts hitting. Yep, negate. Okay, that makes sense. And then Wasteland the Greenland is the strongest play here. He has more counter magic. Interesting. Okay. I just want to play around like natural order, or not natural order, like natural nature's lore and like 3 visits. ML has evidently run out of lands. No, land tax. Cool. You want to counter that thing. That thing is a beating. Yeah, he's got it. 4 spike. I mean, that's kind of where you wish you had used your Wasteland. Yeah, it's okay. Well, he must have a 4-drop in hand that he really wants to play. I don't know. Could have Daze. This is like sole remaining card, or is one of his 5. Daze would still answer it. I mean, if you have Force of Will, you just Force of Will it. Daze? Yeah, Daze. Interesting. Well, he's definitely going to get to do this. I think you got to start blowing the green lands up, though. Could be wrong about that. I think Seaside Citadel is the right target here, though. Although it's possible, I could also see an argument for the mountains due to Scape Shift, but I still think the green mana is what allows him to do the most ridiculous stuff he does in his deck. Green and blue mana. Oh, it's a lot of mana. Of note, he only has one land to cast it, though. Obviously, no creatures. Glad to see more folks playing land tax. I think the card is awesome. It's a stellar card. I mean, not only most people know that, but a lot of people don't play it in this format. Definitely glad to see it. What did he get? Like 2 islands and a plains. Yeah, exactly that. Okay. Next turn, he wants to get a threat down. He needs to start pressuring Total Hate, because right now he's just giving him all the time in the world. It's not per se a great place to be against this deck. I think right now he has the upper hand, but I mean, if he manages to find like a combo, like a cult or crop rotation or something like that, he could just make a 20-20. I think you play that thing out regardless if you have the combo available to you or not, because it forces the opponent to use Wasteland in ways they may not want to. Specifically to get a land that is really not a land. It's really nothing until it becomes something. I.e. total investment card, Dark Depths is. Very good one if you have a way of cheating it, but it also sucks down a Wasteland here. So he can definitely put that into play untapped. And do you have a threat? Is the big question. Well, I'm going to play something out here. I guess he could take one hit off the Dark Depths. And it's a Batterskull. Cool. Alright, he's chipping ice. I would be in a happy place if I was ML Berlin and I saw him chipping ice. In ML, very well. He's on colors that have access to Path to Exile or Swords to Plowshares. So, well, it's not a bad card. And he definitely has another land to activate it. Now his hope is he still has counter magic available to him. And that can pretty much infinitely block the Dark Depths. I don't think you need to use it here. Unless you're really hoping to clear your top deck off. Especially in his style of deck. His deck is a control deck at heart, I think. Well, it's more of a, I guess, tempo-y deck. I don't really know what to consider this deck. It's definitely odd. Definitely a different style of deck. I guess you'd call it blue-white flyers. Well, this game appears quite over. chip as fast as you can, but it's not going to beat the clock that ML is putting you under here. So I think we're going to see him go to boards here. Well, it should be game. Okay. Yep, it sure is. Okie doke. Well, they'll go to boards. Hopefully, have a more interesting game. This game was not interesting whatsoever. So, I'm trying to think along what lines he was trying to go. So, birthing pod on this thing into Kiki Jiki, recurring nightmare. I mean, I guess this plus recurring nightmare birthing pod is just good in and of itself. I'm trying to think of what his line was, though. Okay. Well, they're going to go to boards. We're going to go to a quick pause, guys, then we'll be right back. All right, guys, we're live again. We have player total hate starting, likely with Savannah playing Seachrome Coast this turn. And we have a Lone Island from ML Berlin on his turn 1. Turn 2, what will we see? Hopefully not a Fetchland. Although of note, total hate did mull pretty significantly. Well, that would be a fetch land. Do you have a way to kill the Deathrite Shaman? Just makes a lot of other things alive for him. Smuggler's Copter. Okay. Suppose it's a fine card, but on 4 mana I'd be very nervous about what my opponent would be able to do. Which leads me to believe that ML either didn't consider that or is... Oh, well, he may be out of land. Who knows? Bribery seems fine. Seems pretty good here. If he can cast it. I guess he's going to respect it and leave up the counter magic, my guess would be. Glen Alondra. Okay, well, that's also very strong. Is he out of lands, though? Could be. Okay, well, he's got a fetch, which is going to put him up to 5. Get his attack in first with the Courser, leaving up Deathrite to generate 5 mana if desired. Well, if he doesn't have the counter magic here, I think we're going to see a short game, but it looks like he does. Dissipate. Cool. Is this a Jace or a Wrath of God? Oh, Moat. I don't think that's per se is relevant. I don't think that's relevant in this matchup, to be honest. I mean, he has cards like... Well, he has Swamp in hand. His Mold Drifter on top of his deck. I'm going to blow up one of his lands. Yeah, makes sense. Makes decent sense. Gives him mana over the next couple of turns. Essentially blue-white flyers is what he's playing. And the mode is pretty strong there for that. But if he ever gets one of his combos, like, you know, Scape Shift, mode's not going to do much good. And leave up Counterspell, I guess. Probably, yeah. Baleful Strix will also plink over. And Baleful Strix actually blocks Smuggler's Copter forever. Okay, well, he's obviously got mana to cast down his Mull Drifter, which I would assume he would do for the full Monty. Although, that may be greedy, because, oh, he doesn't have anything. Well, that's not good. That's not good at all. I should destroy an enchantment. Yeah, it does, I believe. Monocolor creature, artifact or enchantment. Yeah. Well, I think at this point, Total Hate is likely favored, but that could be wrong. True name? Too slow. Although, you should fire up the Smuggler's Copter this turn and get in there. I think you allow him to hit you for 2 just so you can see extra cards. And he definitely needs a land. I don't believe he's played one this turn. Well, he's discarding land. Interesting. So he must have land and wants to have a counterspell up. It'd be my guess is he's looking for counter magic and he's going to play a land down here to enable that. So he has a litany of 2 mana counters up. Although he's against a very sizable hand of 7 cards here. Does not seem good. You see the Baleful Strix likely come out first, my guess would be. Could be wrong on that, though. It looks like maybe he's casting something else. Glenalandra. You got to counter that. If you don't, well, that's not good. Well, he's got 5 power in the air, one of which can get through the Smuggler's Copter pretty well. Primeval Titan, likely next turn. Seems good. I mean, the question becomes, can you wrath the board? Well, that is not good with a moat at all. Not the card you want to be playing with moat, I don't think. Wisely leaves back the Smuggler's Copter, so he can block one of the 2/2s. Right now, the only attack that Total Hate has is with his 1/1. Although, I think that's likely to change relatively soon. Events are coming up. Okay, that's interesting. Well, Greenstone Zenith for 6, getting Primeval Titan and all the land combos you could possibly want seems good. Interesting. Well, I guess he wants this to die. I think the right block may actually be on the... interesting. Well, you're going to activate it. It's probably on the Glenalandra, actually. Yeah, I think it is, actually, because you want to get rid of that thing as fast as you can in a deck like his. See it dissipate in the graveyard? Yeah, probably so. Alright, he's got a removal spell. What do we have here? Yeah, the Sultai Charm. And it's gone. I think you got to do it, though. Alright, Search for Tomorrow, exiled. Well, ML, it's got to be something special, man, or else you may want to be conceding because your clock, but I don't, I don't see... Wasteland, interesting. Linvala, strong card. Actually stops the Glenalandra, which is cool. Does he have a counter spell of his own? No, he's going to do exile a target instant or sorcery and start damaging him. Okay. Well, it's actually nice because it beats Glenalandra. I guess next turn he can either, go for the Gusto and find a Primeval Titan, which I believe he runs in the deck. Mother's Scape Shift, and that's game. Can you draw that? Is really the question. You draw that very cheaply. If you can, well, the game is over. Well, I suppose he could counter it. He's going to kill the Linvala here. Yeah, that makes sense. And then cast out the Planeswalker, bouncing, or not bouncing, but flashing the Baleful Strix and drawing the Scape Shift and trying to put land on top so you can get one more land in play. Unless it is specifically like a mountain he still has to put in play, I think. Yeah, he attacks in there for 5. No, he does not need Escape Shift here, but it's an additional road to victory. Obviously, ML is not on any sort of counter magic. Yeah, the game's over. I think it kind of has been for a few turns. Oh, AF's gone. And we'll go on a quick. All right, guys, we're live again. ML obviously on the play this time. I've got mana from both, but no green mana from Total Hate, which I think tends to be the font of his deck. We'll see. Still no green mana. Which tends to mean a little bit less action. Well, ML is obviously a counter magic of some sort. Not playing out threats here. I'm sure he probably has a threat in 6 cards. Let me see a Jace, the Mind Sculptor. No, a Solemn Simulacrum. I'm looking for a Forest. If you have a counter spell, you actually probably want to counter this to keep him off green and mana. So he's not on it right now. We'll see what he thinks, though. Green mana is the most relevant in his deck. We got a Cryptic Command. Void Shatter. Okay. Had to think about it because that's a hard counter and it's not one you tend to want to, burn off willy-nilly. That seems awesome. I think you just blow up one of his lands now, maybe. Well, if you have counter magic, maybe you don't, but if he does nothing, he's got to start doing stuff. If he doesn't do anything, he's just going to lose. Alright, well, there's green mana for him. He either topped it or he kept it in hand. I think probably topped, but that's just speculation. Or he just doesn't have a hand that needs green mana early, and he kept it in hand to play around Wasteland. I mean, that's viable. That's definitely viable. Alright, Kitchen of Finks. I think you let that silly thing happen. You got like a Path to Exile or something? Yeah, no. You blow up his Taiga here. Is what you probably do. He does not. Interesting. Okay, I think I blow up the Taiga there most times. And he could be waiting to do it on this turn. Taiga is the most relevant land he's got in play, I think. Yeah, he's got plenty of blue mana. There aren't fast, good tutors in this format like Vampiric Tutor or Demonic Tutor. Okay, he plays that out. Maybe he has a counterspell. Good. I think if ML uses the Dust Bowl correctly this game, he's probably going to win. Dust Bowl is a strong one. I would say A-OK to that if I were him. Okay. Search for Tomorrow. Again, that's why I think you wanted to get that Taiga. It's just the green cards in this deck make it go around. Do you have an answer for that? It appears you do. Doke. Well, I could see this getting out of hand for ML pretty quick. And I think at the end of it, it's going to tie back to the Taiga decision. That Taiga needed to be dealt with. It's going to allow another green mana to come into play now. And again, like I said, green mana is the font of how this deck works. It allows it to fix for itself. Alright, well there's that. Not really the way you want to get it in play, but I guess if that's the land you draw, it's the land you play. You have a Angel. Restoration Angel, possibly. Oh, bribery. Probably want to counter this, if you can. Well, it appears it resolved. Okay, a Consecrated Sphinx. Yeah, I can't think of many things that are worse than that for him. Well, this game's over. Especially if you gotta let him draw. That's like the worst. Although I think he still should have hit one of his lands. Do you have an answer to it? Okay, well, you do. But that's still essentially a 3 for 1. This is coming off the exile zone at this point. And he'll be up to 7 mana, which means that if he has Scape Shift or Bring to Light in his hand, he'll win the game. Unless ML has a counter, which he did not last turn. It's very viable that the Detention Sphere was in his hand already, and he's drawn a counter spell this turn. But, you know, it's a one-off chance that he has a counter spell, because I think last turn you would have countered the bribery. Could be wrong about that, but like I don't think you want to give your opponent a 3 for 1. It just seems too good. Is it a Bring to Light? Nope, it's a Primeval Titan, which is going to kill very fast with Valakut. Well, this game is probably ended now. It appears Total Hate is going to win this one. Yeah, I don't think... What are the outs here? Treachery into counter magic is about all I can think of. Like, Treachery in hand, draw counter magic. It's about it. That is about it. Well, take 3. Alrighty. What have we got? I think we're probably going to have a concession here. Although we'll see. Treachery into counter magic. That's your out, man. That's all I put you on for outs. At least. But we'll see. Harder games have been pulled off, and he has a lot of cards in hand. Oh, if you're passing it, you're dead. Yeah, game's over. I'll say it again, it comes back to that green mana. That green mana has to go away. When you're playing against this deck, you want to just knock those green lands down as fast as you possibly can. They allow this deck to work. If you get rid of them, it doesn't really do all that much. I guess it could bribery you, but... Alrighty. And that would be lethal. A Trick Bind plus Condemn. That could do it. Exile. Okay, so he gains 6. And then takes 12 plus 3, 15 down to 2. Well, if he plays a land... oh, wait, no. Not quite that much. Yeah, no, he's down to 2. So if he plays a land, if he has not already played a land, then... He probably wins. All right, so down to 2. Not good. But she's still on 5 cards. I mean, this game, I don't know what you do here. Okay. Well, that's another threat to be dealt with. Although, that thing. Re-bribery him or something? Search for tomorrow for a Mountain? Yep. If he has another basic mountain in his deck, that's game. I don't know why he would play the Courser out first. Because this actually plays around less conditional counter magic, like Mana Leak. Alright, he evidently does not have that land available to him in there. Although, does this play around Wrath? Because I feel like he probably has a Wrath, he just hasn't hit his second white source. And if he ever does, like, I guess it doesn't beat Bloodbraid regardless. I mean, it had to be like Wrath, counter Bloodbraid, and then, I don't know, you know. Ugh. Yeah, I think this is unwinnable. From this position. Yep. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to go ahead and shut it off. That wasn't really that great of a match, so that's unfortunate. You kind of hope to see the finals be pretty cool, but that was kind of a meh set of matches. Anyway, pretty fun day in 100 Card Singleton. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you care to join us at some point in time, very cool community. You can play this format on MTGO under gatherling.com. If you go to gatherling.com, you can register for an account there, and then also play in the 100 Card Singleton Chainsaw Massacre, which is run every Saturday at 3:30 or 15:30 Eastern Standard Time for the continental United States. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care.